Use your heading a little if you need to, that's fine. And just take your heads off and just come across laterally. You can see it pulling Atalanta already, yeah? And yeah, that's it. And just put a little kick ahead in now. There you go. So now all you need is a bit of stick lock. Keep yourself ahead and you should be good. In fact, yeah, don't stick lock it, just manually fly it.
Can we get the lights, please?
Who does that? Can
Johan,
you turn the lights off, please,
lights,
Johan?
please?
All of a sudden I remember where everything is. Now it's dark. Okay. Done. That's it. And just keep yourself in there somewhere. Yeah, that's fine. Keep your heads in and just, if you keep that line tight, it'll pull you there. Almost. Nope, that's perfect. That little pull ahead that's what keeps the whole thing under control, stops you drifting away. The good thing is the vehicle's not strong enough to rip the tether out, right? Even Big Herc won't pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna, not that I need them, I'm gonna enable those thrusters now. That's them. Oh, I see. Altimeters
Hot stations, that's Atalanta and Herc, clear of Nautilus.
And you can start diving.
Control copies.
All right.
Herc is dive,
Down you go,
dive.
full stick. And keep yourself up. We'll stick this across on the dive salvo, because then you'll be able to see. Okay. And just, you've got your separation and your delta. Just level up and away you go. For now, yeah. Get yourself moving. Getting through the first 10 meters is always the most difficult. Alright. And a little bit of a head on to stay out, same as normal. Johan, you okay to hit run on the sonars there, mate, please? Thank you. No, we're not there. We're not going to. You can zero. You've probably done it already, have you? Okay. There you go. I did 2.7. On deck was 2.7, so. Yep. And that ground fault's holding at 10, so that's okay on the DC. All those lights can stay off. Tilt is on now. Not that we need to worry about that too much either just now. And then when we come to 50, they'll come all stop, obviously. And Best way I find is just bang in your depth hold. That'll keep you in a couple of meters nice and easy, and you just same again, make sure you stay strung out. Yep, and then you start down on your Z-bias, keep the joy gain at full. Excuse me, see how we go. Okay, 45 meters. We'll have to have a play with setting the sonars up again because they're really slow. It's definitely one to get in a habit for this dive because of the fishing gear potential. Just include
Control
it in
van,
your
back deck. It's wind
sweeps
calls stop on
around.
50. You should have control.
I'm just about to find out. Paying out. Okay, I have control.
Deck control, control copies, and we have winch control.
Alright. Dive, dive, dive.
Yep, go nuts.
Copy that.
Sure you're going down? You've got stick lock on. You'll have to take it off to reset it all. Everything, yeah, because it involves your sticks. Are you sure? Okay. Let's find out. What's your depth? What's your depth telling you? All right. You asked me to come all stop. Coming down fast. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go ahead. No, because I can catch you with no bother. All right. Your sanity check is a good thing. Hmm? Yeah, they will do here. Yeah. Let's get down and get below 300. Well, it'll start to cool down pretty quick. Couple of funky wraps on the top of this. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Hello. Yeah. Well, not hard, but the DC one's there. Yeah. No, you're not. Yep. But no, the only thing I'm going to do is eat lunch. I noticed the scientists can't even be bothered keeping an eye on blue water, eh? Bless them. I see May here. Oh, Adam is there. Just sorry, mate. Couldn't see you under the monitor. Okay. No, that's okay. That's a good thing.
Okay, it's been requested that I chatter incessantly for the next 16 hours. So away we go.
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome to the viewers ashore. We are just starting dive L1012, and this dive is pretty exciting. It's going to be a transect up the northwest flank of the island of Aitutaki. So we are going to start down at the base of where the kind of island meets the seafloor, a little over 4,000 meters. Do we know what our target depth is here, front row?
To start, 3705. 3705, yeah.
Yeah, so 3,700 is where we're going to start. And then we're going to climb maybe to 1,500, 1,000 meters over the following 24 hours or so. So we're going to see some really different stuff, especially as we get to those shallower depths. Going to be a much greater diversity of organisms. And
Roger.
really excited to see what's in the kind of near-shore waters of one of the Cook Islands. So this dive is within a marine protected area that surrounds each of the islands out to 50 nautical miles or so. And yeah, so
Does that mean there's no fishing where we are at all?
there is
Subsistence?
yeah, artisanal fishing, but not commercial fishing.
So do we need to keep an eye out for hazards?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
In fact,
Everyone in this room.
the folks in Aitutaki asked us to keep our eyes peeled also for aggregations of seabirds to help them find where the fish are. So,
But not with an ROV.
well, if we see you with an ROV, we certainly should tell someone.
Yeah.
But no, up on deck.
Cam.
And there's a chance a boat from Aitutaki will come out and just take a look at us and see what we're doing and wave and smile, and we'll do the same. But they're very excited that we're making this dive, this exploration activity here. So for those of you watching online, we're still setting up our comment section on the live stream, so stand by for that. And in the meantime, enjoy the blue water. We'll introduce ourselves in a minute, but I have to think of what fun and exciting question we're going to have to answer as we introduce ourselves, unless people have suggestions.
Hey, yeah. Thank you. That was so
I'm going to take your camera out of auto for a sec, just so I can set it up. It might go dark like that. 1.8. All right.
All right, so The chat is open. We've gotten some suggestions even for intro questions, but before I saw that, I had come up with one. So I am going to say, let's introduce ourselves. And then if you were to open a store or a restaurant, what would it be specifically? What would, like, what kind of food or what would it sell? And bonus points for if you have a clever name for this establishment.
I don't know if I can say my name on comms. I kind of want to keep it.
Oh, is this because it is not appropriate for comms, or because you're saving it because it's your $1 million idea?
Oh, it's my $1 million idea.
Okay.
It's all in the name.
That was fast.
Okay.
Just
maybe
whisper it to
Johan
us.
should go for it.
Is it like a word, but you've taken all the vowels out of it?
No.
Oh, that's
No,
too
it's
bad.
not
Those are
that
cool.
futuristic, yeah. It's
All
pretty
right.
basic.
I'll kick us off. I am Adam Sewell. I am grew up in Olympia, Washington, at the tip of the Puget Sound, but I now live in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm a professor at University of Rhode Island, and I'm sitting in the science chair back here in the back row for the 8 to 12 watch. And if I would open a restaurant, and I would only sell circular food, which seems to be, for some reason, kind of a sweet spot for me.
Can I name this place?
You can name it. I don't have a name yet, but
got
on the
one for you.
menu,
Got a name
we
for
would
you.
have pancakes, pizza, pie. Oh,
Crepes.
geez. What was the last? What'd you
Crepes.
say? Crepes.
Yep.
Yes, I do crepes. What other cakes?
Does spherical food count as circular? Because
Meatballs?
I've been to a spherical food party once.
Oh no,
and
spherical is not really in my wheelhouse. I think spherical is kind of hard to
like
do.
chickpeas.
It's too many dimensions, yeah.
Green peas.
Yeah, I think anything you don't have to make. That's already a shape on its own.
Yeah.
Like I could use fruits and vegetables
Yeah, exactly.
and leafy greens and stuff. Those would just have to be served in circular vessels. And maybe I would throw in some boba as the only drink option.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ed, what am I going to call this place?
You're going to call it Round To It. T-U-I-T.
Ooh, Round To It. How about T-U-I-T?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Can I put an apostrophe anywhere in there?
It's a capital I for some reason. I don't know
Oh,
why.
interesting.
That's what the kids do these days.
I have a round to it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Old timers have Round To It.
Yeah.
Yep. My dad gave it to me. He was tired of hearing excuses, so.
Yep.
All right, so that's my restaurant, and come on down to Round To It. We got all your circular favorites, and I guess I could make burgers as well. Those have a bit of a circular and veggie burgers. And we would have a gluten-free section on our menu, so May would be in there getting round to it, you know?
That part of the menu is going to say, may I?
May I?
AYE.
Yeah.
All right.
AYE for
Go to Aaron.
Question mark? I.
All right, we're gonna flip our direction. We're heading over to Aaron to hear his
Yay.
business.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he loves going first.
So, I do love baking desserts.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely one of my favorite activities. So how about this? When you walk in, the first thing you do is you have to take a personality test.
Okay.
And that limits the selection of the desserts that you're able
Have
to order
access
from.
to, yeah.
And we'll call it just desserts. As
Oh.
in, you know, that's just what you deserve, not...
Not what you choose.
Is that too much?
No, I love it.
It's a concept shop. Yeah.
I love it.
So if you get like fruit cake, you know that you just suck as a person.
I
Is what
do.
you're
I
saying.
do enjoy electively going to a place where I might find out bad things about myself. That's why I come to see. All right, Ed, we're round to you.
Wait,
round
but
to it.
Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. Who the heck are you? Or maybe you don't.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I like to make
Ooh.
judgmental desserts. apparently.
Judgmental desserts.
Yeah, you know you're on my good list if you've ever gotten one of my lemon curd pies.
Ooh, that does sound good.
So-
Oh, look at that fish.
Oh,
Fish.
I'm Aaron Steiner, Director of Engineering and General Manager at Deep Sea Power and Light. I'm out here on NA-176 supporting
Good.
field trial of our MXDC cam here on Little Herc. And yeah, just it's been quite experience being out here for a few weeks. Learned an awful lot, which is what I was expecting. So I would say that so far things have met or exceeded expectations.
Is there something about how we use the camera and the environment that we work in that you were surprised by?
Is it people chanting double it?
Yeah,
double
yeah.
I think the cult following of the teleextender, yeah, I think has probably been the biggest surprise. Probably the most important thing that I've learned is just how important the iris control is, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking for how we can make that a little bit easier to access. Because right now we have to like drop in an entire sub-panel, massive camera controller in order to do anything with the iris.
Right.
I think we'll try and simplify that.
Right. Cool.
All right, before we go on, there are a couple of comments from the chat about our intros so far. Round to it should also have a subtitle, Well-Rounded Meals. And someone did have some concern that pies, which start out round, end up as triangles. And for Aaron, they have your tagline would be, "What's your diabetes archetype?" All right, Ed, what you got?
Yeah, so my name is Ed McNichol. I'm the Video Operations Manager for Ocean Exploration Trust, sailing on this leg on the 8 to noon video watch. I really don't have like a specific cuisine. I mean, there's stuff I love, but I would love to have a restaurant, or encourage all restaurants, especially those in hotels, to offer group seating, where you can come in and if you choose, you're solo, you're on a business trip, here's a table with other solo travelers or whomever that don't mind chatting with strangers as a place to sit and form a community around a meal. That you offer an area where people can sit together, eat, and meet people. And somebody has taken this idea and just opened a place like that in Seattle.
Cool.
Nice.
What
I like
about
that.
what about an introverts section where it's just little cubbies where you can
Yeah.
be by
Cubicles? Yeah.
Well, we know they're never going to complain, so we don't really care.
We still like people. I would go there.
Yeah, you listen. You can
Yeah.
listen and absorb all sorts of interesting stuff.
I would go to that place.
So that's,
Maybe you get a special tag. Hello, my name is Don't Talk to Me.
yeah,
I just need a really long nap afterwards. That's it.
right.
We have a lot of places like that in San Diego. It's a pretty popular format.
Good.
Oh,
Like to
cool.
see that spread.
I think in hotels they call it the bar, though.
Yeah, it's just depending on your work. You know, if you could be on the road for a couple weeks without having any actual meaningful human conversation. Been there, done that. Speaking of meaningful humans,
Dave, who are you and what kind of business or restaurant would you open?
Morning, folks. My name's Dave. I'm currently sitting in the Atalanta co-pilot chair. I'm working on the midnight to noon shift with the ROV team. I've sort of kind of already done it in
Yes.
that I am the co-founder and owner of a 3-day, 3-stage open-air rock festival and band management stroke promotions company.
What?
This wouldn't be
Wow.
Call of the Wild, would it?
Call of the Wild, how did you know?
Holy smokes, that's the best ever.
I
it's
didn't
getting
know.
there.
That's held every year. Go
It
ahead,
is?
tell us all about it.
Yeah, I
And
don't know anything
Shameless
about this.
I'm working to get
Yeah.
on the guest list here like crazy.
Yeah, where is
Any
it?
of you, all of you are welcome at any point.
Oh my gosh.
If you're in the UK on the last weekend in May, every year,
Ooh.
Huh.
Lincolnshire Showground, we put on 3.5 days of a rock and metal festival.
No
And 3
way.
stages, huge marquee, our own bar, merchandise, different stalls, loads of food,
Family friendly.
very family friendly. We've had kids on the stage, we mentor kids, we
That's
in the
so
photography side of things, video engineering,
Huh.
sound engineering, lighting. In fact, Dave Robertson's looking at sending his granddaughter
Yeah.
over to us
Lincoln
next year.
going over.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that. We should chat.
Yep,
And speaking of merchandise, do you have any of last year's shirts still available?
I do.
You do?
I do, but
Where in
not,
the
they're
world
not
could
here
I find
with me.
that?
You'll find those on the Call of the Wild website.
Is that Call of the Wild?
callofthewildfestival.com.
Huh. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks
We're
so much.
we're on the website back here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking it up
You
right
see
now.
the countdown is
When did
220
tickets
days.
get released?
Tickets are on sale now.
For next year?
We sold at the event before we'd even at this year's event before we'd even announced a single band. We sold more than we've ever sold on an early bird release.
People
in the
must be
past.
loving the experience.
It's getting there, mate. To be fair,
Does
Lots of
anybody
hard
know
work,
if
but it's getting there.
Madison's Amex card is still down on the table? On the, we're all going.
Asking for a friend.
Wow, that's so cool.
So the company is called Upstaged Limited, and we use that as the parent company for the festival. And outside of that, we have another 3 events that we host. Called 2 of them are Rockmantic events. It's a long-standing tradition now, really. I think it's coming into year 14. It's been held in Carlisle at a venue called the Brickyard every year, as close as we can get it to Valentine's weekend, hence the name. Sells out every year, pretty much sells out as soon as we announce that it's going on sale. Again, we don't need to announce bands, people just want to attend. We're doing another one in Grimsby, which is the 3rd year we've done it there, at a place called Yardbirds, which is a fantastic live venue. And again, selling really, really well. And then as a continuation of the management and mentoring and just encouraging bands to get out there and have a go, we run a competition every year called Trailblazer that I think we had something like over 1,000 bands apply for this year. We whittle that down to 60 by going through all their socials and videos and listening to the music ourselves. And then we put those 60 into 10 band heats, and we open it up to the public to vote for who they would like to see perform at a 2-day live event that we're holding this year at the Corporation in Sheffield.
So between Fangslinger and Pyroclast, who do you vote for?
Let's throw in the Chuck Norris experiment as well.
Chuck Norris experiment.
The Chuck Norris experiment are new to me. I'm quite looking forward to seeing that because, let's face it, if you put the name of Chuck Norris in your band, you better be bloody awesome, right?
You gotta live up to that.
I love Pyroclast because that's a volcanic term.
It's a volcanic term.
Yeah.
Yep. We got a few surprises coming.
That's fantastic.
There's a big announcement to come, I think, mid-November with a couple of headliners and one band in particular that people will not be expecting.
Is there lodging or camping or anything nearby?
Yeah, it's a full camp. It's basically the event's held on a 284-acre agricultural showground. Camping available, motorhome pitches available with electric hookup, glamping village, so people turn up,
my style.
walk into the bell tents. The bedding's all done for. Everything's there. You just rock up.
Wow.
We even sell cases of Motorhead beer
Oh.
in cans that are chilled, and you can collect each day and take away to your tent.
Do you?
So you don't have to carry it with you.
Do you have a stand that sells hairspray, shampoo, conditioner? Because I'm seeing some pretty amazing hair in this lineup of bands.
You know
we
what
do, specifically for that reason, yes.
Do you really?
Yes. And we actually have some in the green rooms and stuff like that out in the Epic Centre out the back.
How about lotion?
Forget it.
No, that's a bring
Forget
your
it.
own, mate. That
This is-
depends on what you're into.
This is a BYOL.
That's so
Festival.
awesome.
That
It's kind
I
of like
didn't
finding
think I was
out that
gonna. Yeah, I'm
Bill,
surprised.
I mean, that in and of itself is amazing. And you do this as well.
Yeah.
It's like finding out that Bill Graham was like a jet pilot as well. I mean, it's just like all this, all that, and
Yeah, and then there's also what we're trying to do with the motorbike racing and that side of things as well.
Yeah.
what other secrets? Like, oh, and then I've got to go to the Louvre for some art restoration that I'm working
Right,
on.
yeah.
You know. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, I think that's it. We don't need to hear any more introductions.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
No way to top that.
Oh, there is.
You
There
guys
always
should
is.
all ask Dave for his really good Spotify playlist.
Oh.
Oh, do you have one? Huh.
Yeah,
You
he's
got it.
Yeah, there's I've
Connected
got one.
lunch.
I think we're just
I
going
am
to start calling you
coming
Buckaroo
towards
Bonsai
you.
there, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it bands I like. Some, a lot of it's bands I work with and or have worked with, or have played the festival, or played events that we put on. All sorts of stuff. Most of them
And-
you'll never have heard of,
That's my favorite.
but I guarantee you
Love
will
that.
enjoy.
Love that part. And so we're talking May 29, 30, and 31,
Yep.
2026. Mark your calendars. Call the Wild, Northern UK.
All right,
Yep.
we better move on with the introductions. I'll just do a reminder of what we're doing since Dave didn't seem to get the message and told us what he's already doing instead of his fantasy business, since he's living his fantasy.
Yep, pretty much.
What's,
Do you sell any round food?
yeah, do you need a round food stand?
We do have a
Some
pie stall.
Hand pies? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you could get a round food
peas.
stand and a judgmental desserts stand.
Yeah.
And then you'll get some collective tables for all the people that don't know anyone to sit together.
Well, why don't we just set up a stall when you lot come over,
And we'll sell
and
our
you all
stuff.
sell your own stuff out of one big stall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Ryan, what are you going to be selling out of this stall? And who are you?
Also, you can choose locations if it doesn't fit the...
Yeah, Roger. Sorry, can you move on to Johan for a second?
Sure.
Hey, everyone. My name is Johan Becker. I'm the navigator on this 8 to 12 watch. I'm from the Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New England area. I have a background in ocean engineering. And my fantasy business is it's like a divey tiki bar slash
Oh,
restaurant, like beach
Oh,
bar,
Yes.
where pretty much just all my friends show up every evening and I cook like a home style meal and just have a couple drinks and hang out.
Is it incongruously in an urban area?
Not particularly.
Okay, so maybe it is on a beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's called the Sandcastle,
Oh,
yeah.
which I think is a cool name.
Oh.
There's a renaissance of tiki bars grown out of the San Francisco community. They've got Forbidden Idol, Last Rites, all sorts of tiki bars that have come back into. And the owners of one of them have literally written the coffee table book on tiki bars.
Cool.
So that's your starting point.
What
to
what
know.
shape food are you serving?
The
Coconut.
food's going to be, I'm just going to cook one thing every night, and it's just like a big portion
choice.
of whatever I want to cook that day. Yeah.
Nice.
Some days it's just frozen pizza. Other days it's an elaborate meal.
In fact, most days it's frozen pizza.
Right. Totino's for the win.
Yeah,
Domino's
pizza rolls.
with pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple and olive, Domino's pizza.
All right, May, we're on to you.
All right. My name is May Lubetkin, and I'm the science manager on Nautilus and in the science row on the H-12. This was kind of hard because there is a very significant lack in gluten-free restaurants
Yeah.
of all cuisines. So I would generally just like more options everywhere. However, I don't really want to run one of those businesses. So I decided to go for something that interests me, which I don't know if I'll ever do, but I think it would be really cool to get into the chemistry and creative side of finding and extracting like fragrance from different plants and other natural materials. And with that, it could be used for supporting, for example, Aaron's business with like orange blossom aromas for cakes, or lavender, or other like rose flower aromas for desserts, but also for more like artistic or installation projects where people want to have scent be part of the experience. And then also there's like fragrances in general. So I think that would be really cool. I've been to like one lab that does that kind of work, and it's a very interesting mix of like getting in nature, working in a lab, and then creatively mixing different things to make some like magical smell sound good, seem good. So yeah.
So instead of like focusing on, you could almost have like a scent bar.
Exactly, yeah. And it could be used in like so many different things, like food, cocktails. You could also make like perfume and fragrance, but also like art exhibit. Like I think scent, there's no shortage of places where scent can be used.
And maybe your place is called May Knows.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
I'll have to workshop that one.
All right, Rye, we're back to you.
All right. My name is Rai. I'm sitting in the pilot seat currently, and I would open a free store.
Ooh.
I think. I've been to a few in a few different communities, and honestly, they rock. They're so good. I think every city and town should have one.
They are very good.
Yeah, I have so many free store clothes. I recently found some really awesome pajamas at a free store.
Are you, is there any expectation to leave something at the free store
Nope.
if you take something?
Mm-mm. Absolutely no qualification for taking it or leaving things.
It's got to be easier than Marketplace.
Yeah.
Is this still available?
Yeah.
I'll be there in 2 minutes.
I know. And then they never show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ideally, I would love to be able to somehow incorporate a food element to that of like free leave groceries, take groceries. But that's a little bit more complicated because people don't really have just like spare groceries lying around, you know? Whereas I've got lots of clothes that I've outgrown or...
Don't want anymore.
Yeah.
And housewares and stuff like that.
Trinkets.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe we should also open a store that repairs like household items that have kind of seemingly become disposable, you know, like toasters and blenders and stuff like that.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
We've had a few in San Diego, like repair workshops where you know, if you've got a broken appliance, you can bring it by and they'll try and fix it. And what's even better is that a lot of these events, they'll actually have you help fix it.
Yeah.
So you learn a little bit about what what it takes to, use a screwdriver to open up the back of your mixer to see if it's just a loose wire or something, because that's, most of the time all it is.
Yeah, I fixed a toaster oven once. It was just a thermal fuse that needed to be replaced, but it took like taking out like 600 tiny screws to like get there.
Yeah, but didn't you feel like a NASA engineer after
I
you
felt
finished that?
like such a boss after. I still to this day, I'm like,
Every time you
you
eat your
guys
toast."
remember? You remember when I fixed this toaster?
Did you use your multimeter?
I did, maybe, possibly. I think it was pretty obvious because this thermal fuse, I don't know how they work, but it looked like it had melted, like there was a wax or something in it that melted.
Did you go to a different part of the house to throw away the leftover screws, or did you do that right there at the workbench?
I just tossed them back in the case so it makes a cool
Clinking
maraca sound.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. I learned a lot about each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And someone on the chat from Florida said, I hope you encounter your favorite animals this dive. I hope not, because I love horses.
I love sloths. I do not want to see a sloth.
I don't think the bay pipe fish is suited to be living at 3,700 meters.
A benthic sloth.
I came into this wanting to see a swimming crinoid. I still have my fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're getting
I
down to
know.
the
Seen
wire.
plenty of
I want it for
crinoids,
you.
but
Okay, some more comments. Fragrances are so lost in modern cuisine. We tend to hork down food that tastes good instead of taking it in. Thanks, May.
Aw, you're welcome. I hope that my business will come
On
to
the
fruition.
Actually,
the SCF chat, yeah. And then if you serve normal shaped fried chicken on top of a large and circular waffle, would that be eligible to be on the round food menu? I think so. I think as long as something in the name is round, then we can keep it on the menu.
I wouldn't mind a restaurant called I'm Not That Hungry. Because, like, I'll need to eat something, but I normally don't eat that much. Like, my
You mean like
partner
a bar
and I,
with
we can normally, like, share any entree in any restaurant.
I got to introduce you to Tapas there, Ed.
Yeah, no, we have a tapas place, but it's like the one place we have.
Or maybe a restaurant that brings you like half of it and half of it's already in a box to take home.
Yeah,
I've actually
well,
done
no,
that. I've
no,
done that before.
it's in a box to leave behind at the restaurant and then kick yourself
Yeah, right.
when you get home.
I'm only going to eat half of
I've
this piece
fallen
of
for this before, yeah. And then you get, yeah. I normally wait till I get in the car and then I'm like, ah, be right back.
Someone on shore would like to see chaunacops. Yes, we haven't seen any. This would be a good environment for them.
Nautilus loves chaunacops.
And
Yeah.
on a technicality, a sloth and a horse in a submarine is something we could see.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Keeping them at 1 atmosphere.
Where are you
It's
guys?
like who's going to generate the
Earth.
AI video of a miniature horse and a sloth in a submarine for us to post on the highlights reel?
We could take it further and make it an animated series. A sloth and a horse exploring the deep sea.
Huh.
So we're down at 1,200 meters. Got another, what, 2,500 to go.
Yeah. This is the book by
Oh
Perfect.
yeah, look at that.
It's really cute. It's this little like mole or some figure that learns about everything from the Big Bang.
That's cool. Who wrote it? Oh, Don Brown, huh? So for the front row, Hoi Hoi team,
Hoi.
I don't know where that's from. Can you tell the difference between Little Herc and its big brother? Looks like Little Herc is more nimble. I guess maybe the question is, what is the differences of piloting Little Herc versus regular size Herc?
I think Dave put it the best. Little Herc feels like piloting a ping pong ball. Little Herc's a little bit more squirrely, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Big Herc is, yeah.
It doesn't have the mass to keep it as stable as you would like it for some tasks, but
yeah. And it's just a different vehicle. Like this one has different thrusters. It has
different arrangement.
Different arrangement.
Yeah.
It looks like a shrunk down Herc, but it's not really. It's not exactly. But I will admit, often looking at it from Atalanta view, I forget that we're not flying Herc. It just looks, it's got the same profile to it.
It is like it's like a wee sports car, to be honest. You know, and when we're doing what we do on the seafloor, we have the vehicle power quite severely restricted. So even though when we have to make a run to get out, say from under Atalanta to get clear, and we look like we're moving we're probably only doing about a knot.
Yeah.
A knot and a bit. But that's on about probably 50, maybe 55% of the available power of the vehicle. So it still has quite a kick to it, but for what we're doing, it behaves much, much better when you restrict that.
Yeah.
You can be much more direct with it. Big Herc, same deal really. You still have to turn the power down to keep it under full control. I guess the main thing is realizing the size difference when you switch between the two. You know, with this we can get it into in between some of those rocks and whatever. Big Herc, you've got no chance. And you need to remember that. But you can see a lot more with Big Herc. You've got a much wider field of view, more cameras, all kinds of other things going on. So a better perspective of what's going on around you.
And the lights can, you know, create a bigger light pool, right? Because you got more real estate to put them, perhaps?
Yeah, there's probably more of them on Herc. Counted them, to be fair, but more on Herc. They're higher up, wider body, so you get better angles. You can generate a pretty impressive light pool. You can carry quite a lot of weight on Herc as well.
And it's got an arm.
Two arms.
2 arms, yeah, but the other...
One and a half.
You can see which one's my favorite. Didn't even remember the other one. No. I wish we had a nicer controller for the Orion. We're getting lots of bio on this descent.
Yep.
Yeah.
So another suggestion for a restaurant, this was very cool. How about you only serve meals from books and movies? That would be a great idea.
What's a memorable book or movie?
Silence of the
meals?
Lambs.
I was just going to say that.
I'm trying to remember a single book or movie meal.
Dinner with Andre? Same theme.
Well, you definitely could serve
My dinner with
martini.
Andre.
Hannibal had some pretty memorable
Yeah.
meals.
That's what he was referencing.
Elf.
Oh,
Maple
God.
syrup on spaghetti.
Oh, God. One of
With
my
sprinkles.
friends From elementary school, her family did elf spaghetti night every year.
Oh my
God.
gosh. I like that
Going out with
movie.
friends that night.
Oh, and for those, I mentioned it was hoi hoi was the start of that comment. That's hello in Dutch. Hoi hoi.
Oh,
Yeah, rotor.
nice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna slow down too, because otherwise we'll just get
Far
way
ahead.
stretched out. I am 5 below you. I know, mine. I know. It gets me all the time. Yeah, you still got it there.
Oh, guys, we are live on Aurora TV. So Aurora TV said, Kia Rana team, you're live on Aurora TV. That's awesome. Well, I will
Wow.
just reiterate what we're up to out here. So we are at 1,450 meters descending on the northwest flank of the island of Aitutaki. And we're going to do a transect with collecting high-resolution video imagery and observations up the flank of Aitutaki to probably a depth of 1,500 meters, maybe a bit shallower over the next 24 hours. Encourage everyone to tune in to the live stream at nautiluslive.org, where you can submit questions or comments in the chat, and we will take care to answer them. And hopefully we're going to see, there's never been a dive on the flank of Aitutaki as far as I know, so it's going to be very exciting to see what ecosystems and organisms we see there. And we get a special shout out to Ant and Tonga from their families in Aitutaki. And Ant and Tonga are not on this watch. We had a short one today, so we gave them a little time off. We're off in about 10 minutes, but we will absolutely send them best wishes and kia orana.
And this evening at 8 p.m. to midnight, we'll be on the seafloor, and both Ant and Tonga will be here as well.
So cool. I'm going to look up Aurora TV.
Yeah, I just lost one.
Engineer.
Oh, we're getting warm and sunny regards to all of us from Mayor Nick Henry, who I assume is mayor in Atutaki. Yep,
Yep.
there he is. Really glad you guys are joining us. We've had some questions of what we would like to see on this dive. I think that we've been seeing a lot of the abyssal organisms, and they've been amazing. I'm happy to get a little shallower and maybe see some more colorful organisms. Pretty much everything we've seen down in the abyss has been white, had a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, but as we get shallower, we should see more exciting, colorful organisms. Hey, Sandy.
Hey.
We should probably thank the island of Aitutaki for producing this amazing weather we're having. Nice calm seas that's enabling us to dive deep. Really nice to be in this part of the world and have calm seas.
Cool. We are heading into a watch change, so we'll be switching
Hello.
out some of our folks. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll be on the seafloor in a little bit.
Video's off comms.
Thanks, May. How's it going?
Will you see giant clams at this depth? Someone asked. No, I think nowhere along this track would we see giant clams because we're going to be well below where any sunlight is reaching, and they certainly have, but probably rely on symbiotic photosynthetic algae, which gives them their beautiful color.
Good. Well, have a good rest of your day. Oh, that's really cool. Hi, Aitutaki. Cool.
Oh, that was so nice. All right, big watch change happening, but I'm sticking with you until the bitter end. Sandy, how's your day going?
My day is going pretty good. I helped with the tagline.
We saw you.
That was pretty fun. I really enjoyed doing that.
Rocking it out on deck.
Yeah. I rocked it out on deck last night too, but I made a fool of myself.
How so?
I was supposed to get the line in a bucket, and I got it everywhere except, whoa, except for the bucket. You know what I'm trying to say.
You pulled off the daisy chain, and it was flying around.
Yeah, but it was fun. They said they'd let me try again. But yeah, other than that, pretty good day. How's yours?
Great. I had just a really good sleep last night.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you guys give off early.
I know. We had a little division of labor for blue water. We had 4 hours last night, 2 hours today.
Oh.
So we were like, we don't need to all watch
You don't
this.
love blue water?
I do love blue water, but...
I love blue water.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, someone online said, really impressed with the quality of pics and expert commentary coming through to Aurora TV. We'll stay on live to midday, then back on TV at 2 p.m. when you are near the seafloor. Yeah, I mean, if you think this is good, wait till we get down to the seafloor. It's a truly tremendous imaging system, and the images we're capturing are really blowing my mind. So we're going to see some great stuff. Can't wait to have you guys along for the ride.
Might get you to speed up just a little touch.
About right?
You could go a touch over, maybe like 22 till you catch up, and then
Yeah. Uh-huh. And the were you talking without that plugged in? Doing some warm-up exercises.
okay, I think you can slow down a little bit now.
Question came in, why do we rarely see any kind of fish while descending or ascending? It's a good question. Part of it is probably that we make a bunch of noise, and the fish will avoid that, especially these shallower fish where hearing is a part of their kind of sensing package, I guess, for lack of a better word. We do see some when we get near the surface. We've seen sharks on most deployments and recoveries, and the little fish up there. So they are pretty concentrated at the sea surface, and not as concentrated as you can move down through the water column. And we're drawing basically a hairline thin path through the water column. On the seafloor, we see them because we cover a lot of ground.
Faster again.
All right. And I'm going to log off for now. Thanks for joining in. I'll talk to you in 8 hours.
I'm going 28. You can go 30 for a little bit.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Hello. 12 to 4 watch. We are back. And John, before we go around and do our introductions, I hear we have a few special guests joining us today.
Yes, I do. I don't know if they're still online right now, but we're just off the coast of the island atoll of Aitutaki, and we're about to do a traverse up the side of the seamount. And a big hello, a big kia ora to anyone from Aitutaki who's online and watching us do the descent. It was a last-minute change to our schedule, but we're really, really pleased to be here. It's going to be the first ever high-resolution video transect of the Aitutaki seamount, the first ever ROV transect up the side of the Aitutaki seamount, and it's super cool that we can have some of the people from the island also watching us as we do the ascent. I think we're going to reach the seabed, we're estimating around 2:30, or maybe a little bit before or after that, and we might go to Nav to get an update on that. Do we have an update maybe on exactly when we hope to reach the seabed, Matt?
You're looking at about 73 minutes at the moment.
So 73 minutes
How exciting.
from now is actually about 2:15, is that right? Have I got that about right?
1:15.
Sorry, 1:15, that's what I meant. 1:15, that's a bit earlier than expected. So yeah, we should be on the seabed about 1:15, and then it's going to be, I'm not sure what's the duration of the dive at this stage. Yeah, at least over 24 hours, isn't it? As we go up the side of the seamount. So there's lots of opportunity to see how we're going through the next 24 hours or so.
What a privilege to be joined by the people of Cook Islands as well. I know that they've been with us for most of this expedition, but it's really profound and special to be exploring these waters for all those firsts that you just mentioned. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
It's a bit odd, isn't it? We can see the island, they can see the boat, but we're doing deep sea exploration.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet we're still all connected. We can still talk to each other through telepresence and through our communication system on the ship. So it's very cool. And also how exciting that after a near 3-week expedition, we're almost 3 weeks into it, this is our final dive. So we've come a long way. We've covered a lot of ground. So it's really special to also be sitting here with you all, 12 to 4 watch, on this final dive.
Yeah, I agree.
The final arrival, yeah.
We've seen so many interesting and wonderful things beneath the ocean. I'm really excited to see what we see today.
Yeah.
You know, saving the best for last in a way, right?
Well, this is definitely going to bridge our vertical resolution or vertical fidelity of what we're going to see.
Nice.
The seamount we finished off on was just over 3 kilometres below the sea surface, and this one I think is starting at 3.5 kilometres. So we're going to get a complete progression now, all the way from 5.2 to maybe around 500 metres or so, or kilometre or 500 metres at the top.
Do we anticipate this terrain to be much different than what we've been exploring the past 3 weeks?
From what we can see on the bathymetry, it's going to have a lot in common with the seamount. I think that was our 3rd dive. So, but it will be very different because of the water depth, and it'll be interesting to see how that expresses in terms of the kind of life that we'll see.
I'm so excited. I know that nodule fields are very, very exciting and interesting to look at. And some of the biology, the biodiversity and biomass that we saw was really incredible. So it'll be interesting too to compare sort of these different spaces and how that looks from, you know, what were we, about 200 miles away from here a couple days ago?
Yep.
And yeah, now we're here, so.
And the other thing that's radically different is the age of the seamount.
Oh yeah?
So the seabed was around 120 million years old. The abyssal plains were 120 million years old. The seamount went up. Could have been of the same age, we don't know, but it had an appearance of being very old from the manganese coatings on the rocks. Aitutaki is much younger. Some of the volcanism is a little bit over 1 million years old. and maybe some of it's older than that. So we've got no idea. We don't know how old the volcanism will be that we land on, but it might literally only be, for a geologist, quite young, 1,000,000 or 2 years old. So
In geology time, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, for those of you who are just joining us, maybe for the first time, welcome aboard EV Nautilus. This is the 12 to 4 watch, so the way that we operate when we have vehicles in the water is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and our watch team in the control van spans 4-hour shifts. So we are the 12 to 4, that's 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. and then 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then we're followed by the 4 to 8 watch, and you all, of course, just hung out with the 8 to 12 watch. So since we're all settled into our seats here in the control van, I think it'd be great to go around and introduce who we are, what our role is in the expedition, what do we do in our seats, and maybe something that was unexpected or surprising or you didn't anticipate during NA 176. How do you feel about starting us off, Mikhail?
Sure, I can do that. Hey everyone, I am Mikhail Rososhansky. I'm an electrical design engineer at Deep Sea Power and Light. We are based in San Diego, California. Here in this expedition, I am part of the integration efforts for the MXDC cam. It's an imaging platform that we brought with us to try out on this expedition, and it's currently mounted as the main camera on Little Herc. So it will help provide us with some glorious 4K resolution footage, as well as paralleling with very high zoom capabilities.
Yeah, and then that follow-up question
Yes.
was, what is something that maybe left you in awe or inspired or caught you off guard during this expedition? Something that was surprising?
Surprising. I was not expecting to get such good footage of that one Dumbo octopus. I think that was definitely a highlight of this trip for me, at least. It was just like staged well, and it was, I don't know, it was just like perfect lighting, perfect opportunity, and we captured it so well.
And it hung out with us for a while.
It was so beautiful.
I feel like it knew that this was its moment of fame, and it really kind of gave us a show. It zoomed in and out and opened itself to us.
Yep.
And so if you who are watching didn't get a chance to see that highlight, it's on our website, nautiluslive.org. It's also on our social media channels and the YouTube channel. So I 10 out of 10 recommend it. It's really cool. We had that really tight zoom, and then also to provide context of what that octopus looks like, just kind of how it was sitting on the seafloor when we came across it. So yeah, thanks for that, Michaela. It was absolutely incredible to see that. I guess we'll go counterclockwise. I'll introduce myself. My name is Madison Dapsevich. I'm the communications lead here aboard NA 176, and my job is to tell the story of the science that we're doing. This is my 14th expedition and 6th year with OET, which is crazy to think about. And when I'm not on the ship, I am an editor at Outside Magazine based in Montana, where I tell a different kind of story. The thing that inspired me the most, like, gosh, I'm sorry, it's so cheesy, but it's getting to know all of you. I just think that we do really cool science. We do groundbreaking work, but you get to know people in a very unique way when you're sailing with them for several weeks at a time. And we overcame a lot this expedition. It was hard in the beginning with being weathered out, and but we really persevered. We got a lot of time on the seafloor. We've had a lot of fun. There's way too many open jokes around. I meant to say inside jokes. I don't know why I said open jokes. Inside jokes and outside jokes and all the jokes. And so I feel privileged to sail with you all and to be working in the Cook Island waters. It's really a phenomenal experience. If you're watching right now and you're in the chat, I would love to get to your highlights for this cruise as well as soon as we wrap up our round robin. John, who are you?
Kia ora, everybody. I'm Dr. John Parianos, and I'm Knowledge Management Director with the Cook Islands Seabed Minerals Authority. In the Seabed Minerals Authority, I'm part of what's called the Knowledge Management Division, and our job is to try and get the information required so the Cook Islanders can make the best decisions about what's called their marae moana, their sacred ocean, and the seabed minerals and the marine environments that are within there. So we've got a bit of a team join the EV Nautilus for this cruise. It's a partnership between SBMA, the Ocean Exploration Trust who operate this vessel, and NOAA through the OECI who funded and helped pull everything together. So Cook Islanders have been involved all along with this particular cruise in aspects of its design and aspects of its implementation. We have 3 Cook Islanders on board today. They'll be coming on in some of the watches through the dive. You'll get to meet them all then. And we had another 3 who were on the first leg. This is the second leg of 2, including one Rima Brown, who I understand comes from Aitutaki, amongst other places. So I know it's been a really good experience for all of us from the Cooks so far on this cruise. My special thing, I think I would echo you completely, Maddie. It was, with my experience, when you go to sea and you have to meet challenges, that's how the team respond to those challenges, and we sure had them stacked up against us at the beginning. And there was a lot of redesign and reprioritization, and just the way the team pulled together so professionally and kept finding solutions and rebuilding things. And the first time it happens, it's okay, but after you've been hit 2 or 3 or 4 times by these events, that really shows the measure of the team. So a massive call out to them. Scientifically though, for me, it was really, I know you guys are all going crazy over the octopus, but I was going crazy over the crusts. The crusts we found on that dive absolutely blew me away. Up till now, we've only had a few blurry photos for some French researchers and the QCed, and to see them live, up close, yeah, I was so jealous of Adam being on that watch when he got to encounter those.
Oh, and just the differences in every dive that we've had too. I mean, yes, everybody loves the octopus, but the difference in geology that we saw across each dive site and then oftentimes throughout the course of a dive were pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would echo that the geology was quite cool too, John.
Thank you. It's nice to have at least one supporter.
I think Adam would support you too, at least. Okay, you have 2. Sandy, this is your first time aboard EV Nautilus. Did it exceed or meet your expectations?
Yeah, so my name is Sandy. This is my first time aboard the Nautilus, and I'm the data logger for this expedition. My background is marine biology, and so, of course, I was excited about pretty much everything I saw underwater. You know, it was all wonderful. Every dive, I think I saw something different and new, and even more wonderful than the last. But what really surprised me was how seamless people work together to create such a wonderful outcome. You know, when you just watch the live, you're just seeing this, you know, the screen, and it's wonderful and pretty, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and I think that's what surprised me the most, was just coming into this control van and seeing our pilots, seeing the navigators, like talking with the bridge and the video engineers, and it was really cool to understand how it actually works. I think that was the most surprising for me.
Yeah, and it is, like you said, everybody kind of has their expertise or their role, and it takes that little bit from each person to make the whole piece and bring it really together, right? Somebody who is very important to making sure that the whole piece is together and on time and in the right place is our navigator, Matt.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt. I am indeed the navigator on this watch. When I'm not out here, I am back home in Florida at the University of South Florida's Center for Ocean Mapping and Innovative Technologies, where I support lots of research and operations in ocean mapping, uncrewed systems, sonars, and the like. And yeah, really pleased to be out here. On this watch in particular, I think has undoubtedly been the best one, despite our relative lack of octopi. And I'd say for me, yeah, with my background in marine geology and geophysics, I too am going to go for some of the geomorphology and bed forms that we've seen on this cruise. One in particular stood out when I think it was on that first seamount we did, and it was kind of reminiscent of the trench run in the Death Star in the first Star Wars movie. Just an absolutely spectacular little kind of crevasse, for a lack of a better word, that we were able to fly along and look down into, and the water was just really seemed to clear up. In particular, there it was the imagery was so crisp. And just a really wonderful journey down into a world that is so unlike our own.
Absolutely. And we've had so many, speaking of jokes, so many references to Star Wars across our 12 to 4 watch and across so much of what we've been doing. And that just really goes to show that these places feel in a lot of ways, I think, otherworldly, right? And there are places that we've never seen before, that humans haven't really explored in great detail. And so it's really a testament to the work that we're doing. And somebody who is very important to that work is our ROV pilot, Josh.
Hey everybody, I'm Josh Chernov. I'm the ROV Operations Manager for OET, and I've been in that role since 2015. We hail from Vancouver Island, British Columbia in Canada. And yeah, I think when this cruise opportunity came up, I kind of jumped at it for a number of different reasons. I don't think, as far as like the question, as far as like what's surprised me, I guess I'm kind of turning that around a little bit because, you know, it wasn't just the cruise and the opportunity to come to Rarotonga, which I hadn't been to before, and I've kind of wanted to come to this area for a while. It's so beautiful, and learn a lot about, you know, not just what we're seeing underwater, but a little bit about the culture and what we can kind of soak in that way, which is I was looking forward to a lot, and looking forward to that after. But as far as the team goes, I know everyone's kind of touched on that a bit, but I was really excited to work with Mikhail and Aaron at DSBL, have the opportunity to collaborate, and I think through those hardships of the first part of the cruise, I think we really all pulled together as a team. It was just amazing to work with Aaron and Mikhail and work through all the challenges. We were all, you know, really pulling hard in the same direction to get things back together and in the water and work through all those weather challenges and some of the technical challenges. And it really shows, like, you know, I've never met them before, but they just rolled right into the team. And, you know, it's just fun to be in that collaborative environment where we're all headed to the same goal. And when you get there and get this time on the seafloor to see all this amazing geology and biology, it's just so worth it to get there. And I've really enjoyed that throughout this cruise.
Yeah, I would absolutely echo that. Being able to sail with folks that live in the Cook Islands just provides such a deeper connection to the place that we're exploring, and brings a different sense of meaning to the work as well. Ryan, this is also your first time aboard EV Nautilus. How did it fit into your expectations? Oh, hey Ryan, you're not on SPL. That's okay.
There we go. Now I'm online. I'm Ryan Griffiths from the west coast of Canada, a town called Gibsons. I'm Atalanta pilot, and I didn't really have any expectations because it's so different from my life on shore, where I'm fragmented like crazy. I don't get to do anything for more than an hour. So the thought of spending a month on a boat doing one single thing, or I guess one overall mission, yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but I've actually loved it. It's really nice to be able to focus on a single overall objective and to work with all the people on board that have been very patient with me and taught me a ton of things. It's been very rewarding. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah, and that's such a great point too. Nautilus is also, with so much experience and knowledge, is also a great place to really learn about deep sea exploration and to bring in all of these different backgrounds that make an expedition successful. For those of you that are watching right now, just a plug really quickly, our internship and fellowship applications are currently open. So if sailing aboard Nautilus is something that you are also interested in and learning more about the deep sea and exploration and how that all comes together, nautiluslive.org. There's a link at the very top, and you can learn more about those internship and fellowship opportunities. I started as a fellow back in 2019, and I've been back every year since. Jaina also started as an intern. Jaina, how is this expedition compared to those in your past? And if you would want to talk a little bit more about how your internship informed your role now, that would be so appreciated.
Yeah, hi, my name is Jaina Galvez. I'm sitting in the video seat. I'm originally from Hilo, Hawaii, and I now reside in Seattle. And when I'm not on the ship, I am a filmmaker. As Maddie was saying, I started as an intern in 2023 as a video engineer intern, and I have been back every year since. This is my second time on board this year. So I applied to the internship really on a whim, not expecting much, and I can just say that it has changed my life in the best ways, in ways that I've never expected, and the personal growth I've had while coming out here has been incredible. And I just feel very grateful to have so many people who are willing to support my growth as an early professional and see the potential in me and my early career and are helping me build those early building blocks. So I'll forever be grateful for that and applying for the internship. So I can't encourage people enough to apply for the internship.
Well, we are so grateful for your contributions as well. What is something that has really stuck out to you about this expedition?
I think I'll kind of echo what you all have been saying, is just the people on board and one, building connections with those that I already knew and furthering those connections, but also building new connections. And I think it's so special to grow my network of people all around the world. It's such a cool job to know that you have people that you can reach out to who just live all over the globe, and that you get to see a couple times a year in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and a new place almost every time. Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, thank you all for your sweet messages in the chat. I mean, we've been saying that the 12 to 4 watch is the best, but I think that these messages affirm that. Sorry, 8 to 12 if you're listening. But I wanted to get to a couple of your highlights of this cruise and maybe the season, and then also we had a question about the internship applications. So both the internship and the fellowship applications are open until December 1st. The science and engineering internship program is open for college-age students. So that's community college, undergrad, graduate school, and recent graduates up to 2 years. There is a ocean science internship, an ROV engineering internship, video systems, what Jaina did, and then seafloor mapping and hydrography. So again, you can check that out on the website. That link is just directly above the video that you're probably watching right now, and learn a little bit more about what that is. And sorry, the internship application is open until January 4th. If that is beyond your age or you're no longer consider yourself a part of that group, we also have our Science Communication Fellowship. That is for informal and formal educators, so teachers, artists, journalists, storytellers, filmmakers, and that brings people of all different backgrounds and ages to sit in the comm seat. And typically that sailing experience lasts from between 3 and 4 weeks. And then you also go through a year-long fellowship. So there's training and support by the OET staff and team on shore. You create education resources and sort of this year-long fellowship program. And 10 out of 10 recommend it. It was such a great experience. And then a couple more of your highlights as well. Everybody loved the Magna Pinna, that big fin squid. Did you all see it?
I think so. It was the one that had was it like a pinkish or orangey hue to it?
Yeah.
That was stunning.
And there was 2 views of it. One was in front of the camera, and then another one was from the Argus view too. I don't know if I think it was maybe a different squid. I'm not sure, but that was a huge highlight for me as well. We had someone who really liked spotting the Nautilus. I think that was on NA 166, an actual Nautilus swimming through the water.
Wow. Yeah.
That was such a cool video.
What depth was it?
Gosh, I'm not sure.
It was shallow.
It was shallow.
Which is like 400 meters, something like that, 500 meters. Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, no, I was on board for that. It was awesome. I was in Palau, right up in German Channel.
Oh, I went scuba diving there. Why was that so unique? What was so special about seeing a Nautilus, other than, of course, it's our namesake?
That was definitely tied into it. It was, the first Nautilus that we saw from Nautilus. So I think people got had a few laughs about that, but it was just like we were hoping to see some, and we actually saw quite a few. And it was just, another one of those sort of opportunities to tie things together in that way. So a lot of people are excited about that. It's my desktop on my laptop.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody loved seeing like the sponges and the tunicates and the xenos and the tinos and the dorals. I think Sandy would probably echo that sentiment.
Absolutely. The sponges were insane.
Yeah.
Some of the morphologies we saw, I'd never even imagined that could grow like that. There were way more than I thought too. It was very cool.
And
There's huge amounts of life down there.
You had your two priority.
I did. I wanted to see a carnivorous sponge and I wanted to see a glass sponge, and they were everywhere. It was wonderful. They were so beautiful.
I think I can, like, as I fall asleep, I still hear you in the back of my head being like, beautiful, wow, cool.
Now that one hydroid we saw in this watch. I looked at one of the stills that Mikhail had pulled for that, and we had the lasers on it at the beginning, and with some precision eyeballing, I determined it was about 75 centimeters across.
Wow.
Which for those who speak Imperial, that's like 27 inches.
It's quite large.
Yeah. And it was a really spectacular example.
It was.
Another one of my highlights was, I know we saw a lot of holothurians, and we all love holothurians, but one of my favorites that we saw was yesterday, I think it was the 4 to 8 watch, and it was eating the sediment. Did you all see this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I saw some of those pictures.
Yeah, it was super zoomed in, and it had all of its like 10 feet, and it was just feeding itself like somebody at a buffet, like barehanded going in.
Yummy sediment.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the headless chicken monster holothurian. I know you're pretty excited about that.
That was also cool. I do love that one. Somebody else really liked the swimmer.
The little polychaetes.
Yeah.
Those are cute.
The worms, the seafloor worms that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, we're also sad that this is our last dive, but again, it's just been such a fulfilling expedition, and it's still slated to be 29 hours, so that's a long dive. We've got plenty of time together before the end of the season.
No, at one stage you weren't even sure if we could do a single dive, and then we were really clinging to getting the critical ones done, and now we're really into bonus time. It's really fortunate that the logistics and the route back to Rarotonga all worked out that we could fit this one in.
This is like the dessert dive.
We
already ate our vegetables.
Yep.
We did our main course, took the vitamins, and now we get cake.
Pretty tasty vegetables. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, the icing on the cake.
Yeah, this is the icing on our dessert cake. Matt, I have a question for you from a viewer. They want to know if that we use LiDAR in any ways.
Not on this particular cruise. I know some others certainly make use of LiDARs. I make use of them all the time at home for shallow water mapping. There's also perhaps of interest to regular Nautilus viewers and super fans of OET's founder Bob Ballard. Recently, a really high detailed underwater LiDAR scan has been done on Titanic, I think within the last, it was earlier this year. And I think everybody's looking forward to that data set making its way into the public domain, but the sort of sneak previews look absolutely stunning. And yeah, very excited about that. So there's groups that have made use, very good use of underwater LiDAR systems. I think we had any on Herc, or at any point never gone down the LiDAR route there. I know a group at Mbari that Mikhail and Aaron have been collaborating with on the MXD camera. Several years ago, they had a LiDAR system on their ROV doing some centimeter scale, sub-centimeter scale mapping at very, very close range in the Monterey Canyon. Really, really cool stuff.
When is that work publicly available, or will it be?
Yeah, it is. The Mbari stuff that was completed. I want to say probably, I think about 10 years ago now. Somewhere between 8 and 10 years ago. And I think if you let's see, Google Ambari, like telescoping resolution nested survey. You should come up with a few hits that will take you to some of the publications and data sets on that work.
Cool, I can't wait to look for it. Apparently the 4 to 8 watch yesterday had nicknames that they all came up with, and a viewer is very excited about that. So I don't think we have nicknames necessarily, but that's okay. Are there any things that we're really hoping to see during this dive?
Well, for me, geologically, I think we're going to, I'm expecting, hoping we'll see the progression of different volcanic facies as we go up the edifice. So traditionally, so Rarotonga is a seamount, and it's a very steep-sided one and quite large, and they generally have depositional areas at the base and erosional areas higher up. And the erosional areas will expose different kinds of volcanic rocks, the ones that form the seamount to begin with, and below we'll find the rubble that washes off that. So I'm hoping we'll go from one to the other. And we've mapped those progressions before with sonar, so we've got a bit of a feel for that, but I've never ever seen one with my own eyes.
Ooh.
So this will be the first time actually getting video footage of what the rocks look like as we go from one to the other. And there will be quite an array of different rocks in each grouping. So yeah, I'll kick off with that one.
Anything that you're hoping to see, Sandy?
I would really love to see another one of those hydroids. It was just the way that the tentacles just streamed through the water. It was just like caught in motion. That picture has really stuck with me as well, Matt. And I really hope I hope I get to see another one.
Yeah, biologically, as we go up and the depth changes, I think we're going to see some pretty big progressions.
I agree.
We're starting
Probably many starfish, urchins, lots of sponges.
Yeah, we're starting, it looks around 3.5 kilometers down.
Yeah.
So I think, remember that seamount? That
Yeah,
topped out at about 3. So we were above the lysocline then. And we're at those big sponge gardens and things like that. So we might start with something maybe more like that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
I'd love to see a sponge
they had good current up there, which we won't see down
Yeah.
here, but let's see. And then as we go higher, I guess we'll see more progression of life. So I don't know if we're going to see many glass sponges or carnivorous sponges anymore.
Well,
but let's see.
It's all right. It'll make way for something cooler.
Yeah.
You know, maybe more colorful. Oh, maybe a sperm whale as we're descending through the water column. That would be pretty cool to see.
That would be something.
Yeah, they get humpback whales out here, so you never know your luck. And it is kind of the season, so...
Yeah, and for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with it, Sandy is referencing a video where we did in fact see a sperm whale as we were descending, and it was truly, it's incredible. We don't typically see big marine mammals because we're at such extreme depths, and this was an unusual case. So that's available on our YouTube playlist as well if you want to check it out.
Imagine handing that over to the next watch.
Yeah, right? It's
See
not
anything
gonna happen.
interesting? Oh, just a sperm whale.
No big deal.
Go back and look at the highlights.
Mikhail, is there something that you would love to see captured on camera?
I don't think there's anything in particular. I would love to see the progression as we kind of go up in altitude and how different it might be biologically to, you know, the abyssal plains and what we've seen before in the past few dives.
And then what will you do with all of this imagery once you're offshore? How will you kind of collate it, or what? Where does it all go? Where does it live?
Well, I think OET, you guys are, you know, having your collection of footage that you stream, and then you also collect here locally. And we're doing the same thing. We are capturing the HDR footage, as well as some of the UHD, so the ultra high definition, high dynamic range footage as well. And then from there, it's either going to be, used for media, social media, or, other things that deep sea might want to do for their communications or, social team. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
Well, it's definitely all of the images I think are living in all of our phones forever.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And they're going to be living on my walls as well at my house, for sure. There's a couple stills there that I'm really eager to print out large and hang up on the wall.
Yeah, I want to make that Dumbo octopus still like my phone background.
Yes.
It's on my list to do.
It's on my laptop background already.
Is it? That's awesome. I love it. Matt, your mom is giving a special shout out to our watch. Thanks, Matt's mom.
Thanks, Matt's mom.
Hi, Mom.
She says that
so
she's
cute.
enjoyed watching, listening, and learning a lot as well. The camera is incredible, and she hopes that we enjoy the last dive.
Ugh.
Oh, that was such a mom text. Now I need to text my mom and tell her I love her. Shout out to the moms.
I know, I love my mom. She's pretty cool.
Hey, John, so somebody wants to know why are some shark teeth white and others black?
So it's usually to do with the age of the tooth, how long it's been on the seabed. Now, at the depths we were working at, it's so deep in the ocean that the carbon dioxide dissolves the rest of the shark or any bone or anything that went with the tooth, and of course sharks often lose just the teeth themselves. And then those teeth land on the seabed, and over time they get covered with manganese, ferromanganese coatings. So if the tooth is several million years old, it'll have a thick black coating over it, and if it landed last week, it'll be white without any coating on it. So sometimes the manganese falls off as well. It's quite fragile, and so you sometimes get a tooth that someone's holding, say, and part of it's black and part of it's white because the coatings come off.
We've also seen, and I think there's some video highlights and photos of this as well, whale skulls or bones on the seafloor that have also been coated in manganese. So is there, what are sort of the factors that determine whether it'll be like a bone or something will be coated in manganese or will just dissolve over time?
So it'll dissolve if the seabed's too deep and the carbon dioxide in the waters are more aggressive acid than you might find at shallower depths. And then if it's coated, it's just the age. So if it's shallow enough and the CO2 won't dissolve the bone, and let's just say the fauna eat everything else but leave the bones behind, then eventually it'll still get coated by manganese even if it's shallow. And if it's deep, the bones are gone. And the only bits left are, usually with the whale, is the septum, which is the cartilage which is in its nose. You have it in your own nose as well, but of course a whale has a bigger front nose, I guess you call it, a beak.
A big front nose, I like that.
Yeah, and so the septums of whales, in my experience, can easily be maybe even half a metre long. They're usually about 30 or 40 centimetres or so. They're very fragile, that cartilage, so it's very rare you see one on the seabed, let alone able to collect it, but they get coated with manganese as well.
Very cool. These are great questions. Thank you so much for chiming in, everyone. Jana, I'm wondering if you have a chance, if you could put that top-down view of the ROV pilots on SatFeed 3, because we have somebody who's wanting to know if the pilots could give a little explanation about what they do during blue water time. So maybe, Josh, if you want to start, and you can kind of walk us through what we're seeing in front of you and the controls, and then, Ryan, maybe we could go to you.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah. Typically, blue water, what we're trying to do is we're monitoring the position of the RVs relative to the ship and making sure that we're spread out. So essentially, Atalanta is being lowered by the armored umbilical from the winch, and Ryan's controlling the winch speed. Little Herc should be flown out, stretch out that yellow cable, that 30-meter yellow cable between the vehicles. And we try and stay the same depth the whole way down. So we stretch out, keep our delta between ±5, so the difference in depth, ±5 meters. And then we travel down the seafloor together. So we're monitoring the position, making sure we're stretched out. We're looking at the cable in between. We have cameras where we can see the cable stretched out between the two vehicles. And then we're constantly monitoring the vehicle health. So we're looking at electrical resistance. So we're looking at our ground fault monitoring systems, making sure that everything, the integrity of those systems are good. We're looking at our oil compensators. So the amount of volume in the oil compensated volumes on the ROVs are where they're supposed to be. We're monitoring cable tension, keeping an eye on the tension of the cable as it's going deeper, because obviously that'll climb the deeper and deeper we go. And then in front of me, I don't know if we can see the cameras, but in front of me is the control for Little Herc. We can kind of set that up and to run kind of automatically, so I don't really have to touch the controls while we're ascending and descending, which is nice, a little more comfortable. I don't have to hold anything in a certain position. But we just monitor the output of the thrusters on the GUI. On the front screen in front of me is kind of the main GUI for Little Herc. And then we also have other metadata and information that we're looking at across all the screens to keep an eye on all the different systems on the vehicle. So typically we're busy, even though we're going through the blue water. You know, we're constantly monitoring vehicle health. We're entering our logs once an hour, and just kind of what I call doing laps of the whole system. My eyes are constantly flowing through all the different information as we go through the water, making sure everything's the way it should be by the time we get to the seafloor.
Thank you so much for that explanation. And yeah, we have the top-down view, so we can actually see your controller in front of you. So what are all those different buttons we're looking at when you are operating them?
Yeah, so my right side, this is the joystick. It's a 3-axis joystick for Little Herc, so it allows me to fly Little Herc in all the dimensions. On the left side, I've got the very left is the vertical thruster, so up and down with the vertical thruster, and pan and tilt, so I can actually tilt the camera. This one's actually just a tilt on Little Herc. So tilting the camera up and down. The rest of these lights are up at the top. These are kind of the auto features right now. So auto heading, auto depth, auto altitude. I can click in and out of those with the buttons here. At the moment, the only one that's on the green one here is the stick lock. So I got a little bit of forward on Little Herc to keep that cable stretched out. And then down here, I've got these two rotary knobs that I can control the percentage of thrust down. So I click a trim. And then here on the right, I've got another knob that can control the what we call joy gain. So right now I've got the amount of thrust available at 100% for when we're going up and down through the water column. When we're flying and trying to take stills and be slow and a little more smooth, I actually turn that joy gain down to 50 to 60%, and that actually just allows me not to have to make such fine movements with the joysticks, and allows me to kind of move a little more smoothly, so I can adjust that, constantly kind of playing with the trim and the joy gain throughout the entire dive to make sure that we're as smooth and slow as possible to get all those great images.
That was so descriptive. I learned so much about being an ROV pilot right now. Thank you for the tutorial.
Sure.
And Ryan, your role is as an Argus pilot, right? So what does that kind of look like during blue water? And then also if you can kind of walk us through what that looks like when we're actually exploring the seafloor, that would be awesome.
Sure. Well, Josh, what Josh said as far as going descending or ascending in the vehicles, that we do try to keep them evenly spaced. And can you see the butt cam or can everyone see the butt cam?
No, I don't think the butt cam's on sat feed yet.
All right, well, I'm just, taking reference from that and also looking at our delta depth to make sure, like Josh said, plus minus 5 meters. Sometimes I get a little fussy and try to keep it right exactly at 0. And I don't have physical controls the way Josh does for Atalanta, but there are controls for port and starboard in the GUI here. And so I can rotate Atalanta whichever direction it needs to go, or just keep auto heading on, which will follow the track of the ship, which we've been doing a lot of in the last few dives. Keeping the auto heading on and letting Atalanta follow the track of the ship is a nice reference point for the Hercules pilot, because in my screen, the Hercules pilot can see where the ship is heading and then maneuver Herc to sort of be at the top of that ring and be able to do a little exploring and also always stay in sync. And I guess the final thing is with the tether to keep the catenary in a nice condition so that it allows for maximum movement of Herc while not risking it getting tangled where the tether comes up over the top of Atalanta and starts yanking and doing some damage. So I'm winching up and down to sort of control that delta depth and keep everything in a nice configuration. When the seeds are smooth, it's pretty easy. When they start heaving a lot, then you have to anticipate a little bit, and the movement I feel in my chair is not in sync with what I see on the screen. So that's that can be a little challenging here and there.
Yeah, and it sounds too, I mean, I think, was it yesterday, one of you mentioned that when the ship was given a move, it took 10 minutes for the vehicles to feel that. So there's really, you know, depending on these depths, I imagine how you operate changes a little bit. I mean, do you have to accommodate for those changes in environment?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. If you start to think about it, Atalanta is heavy, so and it's on the end of a long string, and it acts like a pendulum. So as the ship moves, Atalanta will swing back towards trying to get back under the ship. So depending on the depth and the current and the conditions, you know, you can imagine a 5-kilometer long string. And the ship is moving, and all the forces, you know, high resistance with all the seawater and the waves. You get what we call layback. So the ship will move, you know, several hundred meters before all that layback will, I don't know, we were doing like 300, 400 meter layback roughly in 5,000 meters.
I think we're mostly between 150 and 2.
Okay, sure.
Sometimes we got up like 250, 300 at the really deep parts.
Yeah, and so it takes a long time for all that to translate down to 5 kilometers. So the ship has moved 100 meters, but we haven't even begun to swing yet. And so you play with that a lot. So then, of course, if you're coming up a steep wall, you can't control how Atalanta is going to swing. It's going to continue to swing. It's going to continue to swing like a pendulum back towards its equilibrium spot. And so we have to winch up. And that's kind of our only thing we can control is, well, the altitude of Atalanta off the seafloor, and then that delta depth. When we talk about delta depth a lot, and that is literally the difference between the two vehicles' depths. And we try and keep that in a relative position to control that catenary, keep a good distance off the seafloor, and not swing into any objects or a cliff wall or a hill as we're climbing up. And we'll be doing that a lot on this dive. We're going to be climbing uphill a lot. And so we'll be monitoring that. We use sonar to look at our distance of the vehicles to those obstacles, making sure that we're clear of those items. But at the same time, giving little Herc enough freedom and tether to sit and be still and take those beautiful UHD images.
Oh, I cannot wait to see them. Speaking of just our time and the amount of work that it takes both getting to the seafloor and on the seafloor, Matt, we have a question. How long are we anticipating this blue water section to last?
About another 25 minutes.
What? That's it?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
We're getting pretty close. Yeah, we've been able to, I think, descend at between 25 and 30 meters a minute for the majority of this blue water session. So we're making good time, and touch wood, that continues for the next little while, and we'll be able to settle in pretty soon.
All right, well, I am so stinking excited to see this part of the seafloor. Let's see, and also thank you so much for your comments and your questions. These are really, really helpful, and it certainly makes our blue water portion go a lot faster. We have somebody else who's wondering if, and maybe this is a front row question, other than recording the seafloor, of course, while we're exploring, are there other things that we're doing? Are we mapping? Are there other sorts of exploration tools that we're deploying? And I think that depends also on the expedition. So, for example, during this one, we do have little Hercules along the seafloor, but we're also technology testing, right? We have a brand new camera that is mounted on little Herc for the first time. And so we're really seeing and troubleshooting and understanding how that works in real time and in an exploratory setting. Are there other things that we can do when we're exploring the seafloor?
Yes.
Just gonna open up that can.
You're really, you're really kind of limited by your imagination and your technical skill. And the analogy we often use back in the group I work in at USF.